3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Try a Friendship in Madness. It is a puzzle platformer, and it is a fantastic speed game, I think. This is for the Bending Light category. Get the Bending Light upgrade. But I will explain what that category is in a minute, because we're about to get to our first big skip. It takes about 23 seconds. We're going to do a trick called box jumping. And the box jumping trick was found by Flagel Stand. It's where you stand on top of the box and jump, grab the box, pull it towards you, and you can jump off of it again. And Mr. Moby found it in this level, and you can do it to get over this big invisible wall here. And there we go. That was pretty good. You want to hit the ground there at about 43, 44 around there. But we hit about 48, I think. That's not bad. For failing the box jump once, that's pretty good. So that's the end of the first chapter. And that's, like I said, that saves about 23 seconds, that level. So this level is pretty straightforward. It teaches you about the red fox statues. You have to get 3 of them in a level, and then place them on an altar, and then it'll spawn the exit to the next level. So, this level, it's pretty basic. There's no like skips to it, there's no big tricks. It's just all about pure efficiency of your movement. So I'm gonna explain the category now. It's called Get the Bending Light upgrade. In this game, there are a couple upgrades. First, you can make triangles, then you can walk on them, and then you can reflect light off them. And that Bending Light upgrade is in Chapter 10. So we play about 2/3 of the levels. And the reason we do that is that the last third of them are they're very difficult. And so, a long time, we just didn't run any percent. We ran this instead. It's a very fun category. It's very, very optimized now. We've started running 80% as well, but this is just a fun category to do too. So, there is actually one box jump you can do in this level. Instead of running along this ledge, you bring the box out here and jump straight up to here. To over here by this entrance. But that's very difficult to do. It's a lot of box jumps. And the more box jumps you have to do in a row, the harder it gets. Because the box can kind of bounce around a bit as you're grabbing it and letting go. So you have to do, I think it's 9 or 10 jumps to get up there. And also it's not even faster. So it's not worth it to do. So there's a small jump that you can do there. It's a very, very small optimization. There's a bunch of steps that you can land on as you're falling down from grabbing that statue. And if you jump just right, you'll skip all of them and land straight on the floor. And that saves something like 1/4 of a second. Because every time you hit a step, you lose speed. So you just want to hit as few as possible. That was a good level. 157 in-game time is good. So now, there's actually another strat from Mr. Mopey. And do one try at it. There we go, we got it. It's actually a fairly difficult and inconsistent thing, because jumping off of these big pointy parts, they have the strangest hitbox in the game, and so jumping off of them is just, it's quite an affair. It's difficult, to say the least. But doing that trick and getting that statue first, when you would normally get it third, that saves about 5 seconds. So we're going to get the first piece of the try now. First upgrade. This lets us place triangles. And you can do it while we're in this little fade in, it's showing us the fox's eyes, and oh, it's so cool. But yeah, you can make triangles. When they're yellow like this, that means that that you can walk on them, and if it is red, that means it is too steep and you cannot walk on it. That's more important later when we get the ability to walk on them. And we'll see more of that in another level. It makes sense then. So, this level, similar to Chapter 2, there's no like major way to break it. You just do it really, really fast. There's just the one jump strat at the start, which has a matching jump strat here at the end. You have to jump up onto this railing, and then line up to fall onto this lantern. And when you land on a lantern, there's a small brief period where you can use it as a platform and jump off of it. So that's what I did, is in that very, very brief time frame, I jumped off of it to change my direction from falling straight down to be able to jump back onto the stairway right by the altar. So yeah, like I said, it saves about 5 seconds on the level if you get both those jumps. That's a pretty cool level. No major glitches in this. This is where we get introduced to boxes, though. The game, there's no combat, there's no enemies, but, well, you say there's no enemies, but crates are your worst enemy in this game. And what I just did there, when you're holding onto an item, it doesn't have any collision with you, but it has collision with the rest of the world. So the first row of crates, we pick up the bottom one and can just throw all of them up in the air. Because they don't really have any weight, and there's no limit to how much you can lift. And then the second row, we grab the bottom one and just walk right through it, since we have no collision with it. But it still holds up the rest of them, because it has collision with them. And I messed up, I clicked an extra time, and so it left a point over where the statue was. So it threw me off for a second there. Then I went to make a triangle, and the 3 points couldn't make a triangle because they were too far apart. So this room, it looks like some pretty basic platforming. It's just, oh, you just throw some tries and jump on them, no problem. It is deceptively difficult to do this room very quickly. It is very, very easy to fall. But we got through just fine, so everything's good. This has been a really good run so far. So, there is one more big jump here that you can save about, I don't know, 2 seconds. If you fall, you lose about 40, but it's worth it, you know. It's not that bad of a jump to make, really. So, that's chapter 4 done. So, chapter 5, this is where we're going to get the second upgrade. This is what lets you walk on the triangles. When I say walk on, I don't mean just like stand on them like we've been doing. Our gravity is actually going to change from whatever the default gravity of the level is to so that whatever triangle we're standing on is what our gravity will be set to. So it'll be treated as the ground for us. And that lets you walk on walls and ceilings, which you will see shortly. So there we go. So yeah, now we can run on the walls like this, and it allows for some really interesting levels. Interesting puzzle design. You have to really think outside the box when you play this game casually. So we're actually going to use the first clip strat, because there are ways to clip through walls in this game. And this is the first level where it's actually useful, and also the first one where it's actually possible, because you need that second upgrade to be able to clip at all. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to a gate, and in the corner of the gate, we will trap ourselves behind a try, and then the area that we're in is too small for us to be in. Here we go. So trap ourselves, quick save and quick load to solidify the try, because otherwise it would stay solidified. And you place one try under you and slowly tilt it up, and then it just gets very confused and just pops you through the wall. And that one, it didn't actually eject us through, but it clipped us through enough to where we can just walk straight through to the other side. When we get to the altar, place statues, and we're on our way. There we go. That wasn't bad. The clipping strats there are actually slightly slower than what the optimal strat is. And what you're supposed to do is grab 2 crates, place them on 2 buttons, and then opens that gate for you. But the clipping strats are actually more consistent, I have found. It's very easy to lose time with the crates, and can actually force you to restart the level if they fall off the buttons, which is easier than it sounds. You'd think they would stay put, but they don't like to stay put. There's a jump there that you can go straight in this little window, but I missed it. We have to draw one try. Get up here. That's fine. So the rest of this level just has a bunch of very small optimizations in it, for the most part. There are some clips you can do, but they're all very slow compared to just doing intended strats. That's okay. That's why I like this run, is that it's very much about just pure execution of what the game wants you to do. It's like so many levels, breaking them is not as fast as just doing them normally. That's why I think this is a very good speed game. It's a very interesting one. This is bad. That was some bad triangle drawing. It's okay. Second statue out of the way. On our way. So, when you come back through here, the gravity of this room rotates 25, not 25 degrees, 90 degrees. Now the wall is now the floor. We used to go along the bottom row of pillars there, because that was kind of easiest to jump to. Then one day, Final Stan was like, hey, why don't we just jump along the top run? Jump up, grab the top row, and jump along there. Like, oh yeah, that's like way faster. Oh, yeah. And there's a little corner jump that I did. You jump across the corner to cut it. It saves about 1/10 of a second compared to run around the pillar. But if you miss the jump, which I have done maybe once or twice, it loses the entire run because you fall down so far. It's no problem, it's an easy jump to make. There's a button puzzle up here. Everyone loves buttons and pushing buttons. There's a whole bunch of buttons. Oh, look at that. You can actually clip through this wall, these rotating blocks, but it's very difficult to do and very slow. Oh, we just rotate them around. And now we're on our way. Just need to get to the altar now, which you have to climb over a pretty tall tower section, which if you fall can potentially lose a whole lot of time. But it's okay, because I have practiced. Oh. So yeah, this used to be a very scary part of the game for me, because like if you fall, it's like a dead run. But it's not that bad. Place statues. Fun fact, this is the only altar that's upside down. It actually doesn't matter because the hitbox of the exit spawns at the same time no matter what. So coming down from the ceiling or coming out from the floor doesn't matter. You'll exit the level at the same time. So this is called unrolling walls because the wooden walls that are everywhere you can't build tries on. This is where we use a lot of boxes and a lot of box jumps. Normally you have to get 4 of these red boxes and stack them up here to get in this window. Just gonna box jump our way up. Not bad. There's another box jump here to grab this statue fast, because otherwise you have to climb on top of it and knock it down with a box, and who wants to do that? It takes forever. And there are little golden bonus statues you may have seen lying around. You get it? Nope. You can throw that box up to knock that statue down and grab it. Not important, but it's fun to do. And you're just waiting for the elevator anyway, may as well. So now we just climb back up and we'll get our way to the next statue. So this is the biggest skip, maybe in the game. Well, no, not in the entire game. In this run, it might be the biggest skip. It saves about a minute and a half, I think. And over the course of the entire run, box jumping saves about 2.5 or 3 minutes. So it's a very important trick to know how to do. Yeah, that skips a massive amount of work in this level. So this climb here, there's about 8 different ways to do it. This is the way I think I've found to be fastest. Floating platform in the middle of the room here that has a fox statue in the middle of it that we'll need. And it's hidden by some blocks. We just fall on top of them, just jump on them, and they crumble underneath you because you're not supposed to be able to stand on them because that could potentially break levels. Just crumble. You're kind of supposed to pull them out one at a time and throw them off to the side and grab the statue, but you can just fall on them. It breaks them easily. Okay, one more statue. This one is not so bad to get to, it's just a lot of running. You have to run through here, hit a switch, and then run back. That room that we've been rotating around has a statue hidden underneath of it, so we need to get access to that. So we have to go here and hit a button. This is just going to be a lot of running in this section. And so that crate there that I just jumped off of is one of the 4 that you need to gather, but that, you know, that we skip with the box jump. And getting it out of here actually is very frustrating and takes a lot of time. So that's one of the reasons why it saves so much time. Just that crate takes so long to get where you need it. So here's the last statue. Now, when you're in water like this, it's actually faster to jump instead of just walking. Teleporter takes us back here, and bam, we're at the altar. That was a really good level, actually. You know, I'm losing time compared to my splits, but that's okay. 3:15 in-game time is pretty good. So Wings in the Void. Here we're going to do our first void out. It's actually the only void out in this run. So we are going to eventually fall off the bottom of the map, and it'll respawn us in. We'll also talk about more about it later when we get to it. For now, we just get to wait for an elevator. We need to get to the bottom of this level. To do that, we have to wait for that elevator, so we just go grab a statue while we're waiting. Otherwise, we'd just be standing around. We don't like standing around. I mean, those little gold statues, they're just so cute, you know? Oh, here's first statue. He was nice and easy to get to. I have to climb back up. So, when you are running on triangles like this, there's actually a grace period where you don't have to be standing on a try, but have your gravity match what that try is. So, see just there were extra faces that I just didn't draw tries on, but I ran past them anyway. And it just, when the gravity flipped me, I was at a spot where I could grab onto the ledge and pull myself up. This is where we introduce acid. It will kill you if you touch it, so don't touch it. And if you run, like straight through that doorway, then you'll just fall into the acid every time. Luckily it auto-saves right there, so you don't lose too much time, but I have died there plenty of times by going just a little bit too fast. So there's going to be one box jump in this level, and that'll be it for box jumps in this run. But we're gonna, even when the crates are all the way up there, you only need one though. The intended stretch for this level, you would need to grab three. At least three, at least. So this is where the void out is going to be. This was found by Rainius. He was the first runner of the game. So this is a pretty cool strat and saves, I think, like 30 or 40 seconds. I'm gonna quick save here. You need to back off of this very slowly, otherwise you'll drift too far away from the statue. It's right there underneath of you. The way you would do that otherwise is walking on the bottom of that like pathway that we were on. Climb onto the bottom of it and go get it that way. Oh, messed up the last jump. It's okay. Here we go. This level went pretty well. You know, got the void out on the first try. You know, we had to do an extra box jump, but that's okay. And we didn't fall in the acid. That's always a plus. Light. Glimpse of light. This level is interesting. Not very broken, so it's pure execution. This is where the game teaches you about beams of light and the receptor crystals, and how those, you know, open doors for you. Walk in light. So this section is kind of a little tutorial. We already know how light works, so we don't need to pay attention. Let me just keep going. So up here, I'll need that crate to wait on a button for me. Because once I take this statue off of here, 1906, so seconds would be 1913. Wait, about an extra half second. So taking the statue off of that button lowers this pillar, and then you have to wait at least 7 seconds for it to go low enough. And then you put the crate on there, Indiana Jones it, and just put the crate on there to bring the pillar back up, and then you ride it up to the roof. This is water boxes. This can go terribly, because crates are your worst enemy, but they are being surprisingly cooperative. It's almost suspicious. Oh, how nice they are being to me. Because of the water, they can just kind of tilt around and fall over, but luckily, when you get far away enough, The game just stops simulating the water physics, so it just locks them into place. Well, there's more box stacking to do here. You know, everyone loves just putting things on top of other things. Let's do it a whole bunch. We need to unblock the 2 light beams that are behind all these boxes. There's one. There's the other. I dropped a box here, so we can go up here and grab the second statue. One more statue to grab, which actually has a pretty funny story. Because the room it is in, you can just wall run straight up to where the statue is. But for a long time I didn't know that. But Rainius and Figelstan, they both did know that, and thought that was actually how you were supposed to do it. What you're supposed to do is build a platform, take that crate there, and use that to stand on, get yourself up higher. But instead, since that's really slow, you just do this, run up the walls. It's like I mentioned earlier, there's that grace period when you're not on a try, but your gravity is still matching that try. So it comes in handy in rooms like that, where you can't place them on the wall, on wood like that. You can't place triangles on wood. But you can just run across them. So we're at the altar, going to the last level. The last level used to be about 2.5 minute level, but now it's about a minute long because of a very, very recently found clipping strat. We're just going to, there's a door blocking our access to the bending light upgrade. And I didn't solidify it fast enough, but that's okay. And the box stayed with me. Nice. This one pretty well. You will loop infinitely when you're falling here. Oh, I fell off. Gravity got weird. I'm actually going to make like this. So yeah, it'll loop infinitely as long as you fall. But you can get it in one without having to loop at all. Okay, so this is the door we're going to clip through. Make it a nice even platform for us to stand on. Just 1 point here on that side, 1 point over there. Last point up there, crouch, quick save, quick load. So, camera gets a little jittery. It does not like you doing this. But hey, we do what we want. We're speedrunners. Okay, hey, it actually got really fast. That's the run. And that's actually a 16-second PB. Nice. So yeah, that saves about a minute. Otherwise you have to go through tons of stuff. And the bending light upgrade lets you do that. You can reflect beams of light into crystals. And the rest of the levels are based upon doing that. So yeah, this has been Try, A Friendship in Madness. This is the Get the Bending Light Upgrade category. And thanks for watching.